With last year's live-action adaptations of Aladdin and The Lion King garnering a combined $2.7 billion for the House of Mouse, and Maleficent's success, Disney is not slowing down with bringing back old classics. Here's a list of upcoming remakes as compiled by Riveted. Number 17, Mulan. This remake of Disney's 1998 animated epic is directed by Nikki Caro and stars Liu Yifei as Mulan. The remake will take some liberties with its source material to craft a fresh take on the heroine and her world. The movie also features Jet Li as the Emperor of China and Donnie Yen as Commander Tung, Mulan's mentor. Expect to see brand new characters such as Mulan's sister played by Zana Tang, Mulan's love interest Chen Honghui played by Yasanan, and a villain named Bori Khan played by Jason Scott Lee. An early report about the movie said it would not be a musical. The showrunners indicated that the music would play a big part, but so far, we haven't heard anyone sing. From the trailer, we can tell that this is a Disney movie that looks nothing like a Disney movie. Fans are already loving it. Sadly for diehard Mulan fans, Mushu, originally voiced by Eddie Murphy, is not in the new movie. But there's a shape-shifting witch. Mulan opens on March 27th, 2020. There's no major competition on that actual weekend, though the currently untitled A Quiet Place sequel is scheduled to open on March 20th. Number 16, The Little Mermaid. Rob Marshall is set to direct The Little Mermaid, returning to Disney once more after directing Mary Poppins Returns, with new music written by Alan Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda. According to IMDb, the cast list of this remake will blow everyone's mind away. Halle Berry has been cast as Ariel and Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, while Jacob Tremblay and Awkwafina will voice Flounder and Scuttle, respectively. On one of Ariel's visits to the surface, which are forbidden by her controlling father, King Triton, played by Idris Elba, she falls for a human 19-year-old prince portrayed by Keith Powers. Determined to be with her new love, Ariel makes a dangerous deal with the sea witch Ursula, played by Melissa McCarthy, to become human for 3 days. The Jamaican-accented crab that serves as King Triton's advisor and distinguished court composer will be done by Ziggy Marley. King Triton's other daughters are played by the McLean sisters, China, Sierra, and Lauren. The other daughters will be played by Soraya, Ryan Destiny, and Halle Berry's sister, Chloe Bailey. Their mother, Queen Athena, is the talented Halle Berry. The cast list also includes Miles Brown, Alan Cumming, and Lupita Nyong'o. As the furthest along of the in-development Disney remakes, expect The Little Mermaid to take a 2021 slot release. Number 15, Lilo and Stitch. The first Disney movie released in the 2000s announced to be getting the live-action treatment is Lilo and Stitch. Little is known about the movie other than it will be written by Mike Van Ways. Disney tapped Aladdin producers Dan Lin and Jonathan Eric to produce the live-action adaptation of the remake. It is also unclear if the movie will be released in theaters or via Disney's streaming service. The story still follows the mischievous and lonely Hawaiian girl Lilo, whose sister is raising her following the loss of their parents. She finds Stitch, a toothy blue alien Lilo initially mistakes for a dog. Despite the galactic difference in the natures of Lilo and Stitch, the two become fast friends. We are sure you've seen those scary images of Stitch making rounds on the internet. That was the work of an independent artist and not Disney, but we are looking forward to what Disney will come up with. Number 14, Pinocchio. A remake has been in the works for quite some time, with Sam Mendes originally signed on to direct, but he was replaced by Paul King, who also stepped away from the project recently. Jack Thorne, probably most well known for writing Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, is said to be rewriting the script after Pete Hedges and Chris Weitz collaborated on a previous draft. Pinocchio will center on the wooden puppet who dreams of becoming a real boy, and the relationship between a father and son, the ramifications of lying and creating stories, and living in a fantasy world. Most recently, it was reported that Disney was eyeing Robert Zemeckis to take over as director. Other than that, details of the Pinocchio remake are pretty scarce. Number 13, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. In early 2019, Disney started developing a live-action remake of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Tony-winning playwright David Henry Hwang was hired to write the script based on the 1831 Victor Hugo novel and Disney's animated musical from 1996. Josh Gad is a producer on the remake, which immediately led to speculation that he might play the title character, but no cast announcements have been made. This project is queued behind Mulan, so we might not see it until at least 2021. The film could be the cause for some competition, as Idris Elba is reportedly starring in and directing a version for Netflix. Cruella, number 12. Since 2016, Disney has been working on a live-action Cruella de Vil film written by Kelly Marcel. Expect the film to explore Cruella's younger years, with Emma Stone playing the villainous fashionista. Emma Thompson will star alongside Stone, and Paul Walter Hauser has also joined the cast. Killing Eve's Kirby Howell-Baptiste has also reportedly joined the Cruella cast list. The Devil Wears Prada scribe Aline Brosh McKenna was the first to take a crack at the script, and then Saving Mr. Banks and 50 Shades of Grey writer Kelly Marcel was brought in for a rewrite. It's been rumored that this won't be a traditional retelling of the antagonist from 101 Dalmatians, but an 80s punk version. Cruella was slated for a December 2020 release, but has reportedly been pushed back to May of 2021. Number 11, Snow White. Like many early Disney features, Snow White was based on European folklore, specifically a Brothers Grimm story. It has inspired several spin-off live-action films, including 2012's teen-oriented Snow White and the Huntsman. Being Disney's oldest film, we can't wait to see it brought into the 21st century. Like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, Snow White won't follow its animated precursor beat for beat, but will expand upon the original plot of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Justin Paul and Benj Pasek, songwriters for La La Land, are writing new songs for the movie. Mark Webb, best known for the Amazing Spider-Man series, is in talks to direct. Considering it's been a few years since the movie was announced, the Snow White remake may have been put on hold in order to pursue Rose Red instead, which brings us to number 10, Rose Red. This film focuses on Snow White's sister, Rose Red, who goes on a quest alongside the Seven Dwarfs to save her sister after she falls ill from biting the poisoned apple. It's been reported Disney is eyeing Brie Larson for the lead role. Number 9, Peter Pan. The original film is mainly told through the perspective of Wendy, Michael, and John, three siblings who are taken to Neverland by Peter Pan. The trio helps Peter battle Captain Hook, who's hell-bent on getting revenge on the boy who never grows up. Peter Pan has amazing characters, but the movie drags in places, so hopefully the remake can overcome that. There have been many iterations of the Peter Pan story told over the years, but it sounds as though the remake will be taking the classic tale and turning it into a live-action adventure movie that has the potential to be really fun. Number 8, Tink. If Maleficent and Cruella can get their own movies, Tinker Bell can also star in her own movie. Development on the live-action Tink was revealed in 2015 with Reese Witherspoon to star as the fairy. The film, written by Victoria Strauss, is expected to dive into Tinker Bell's previously unexplored history. The project doesn't seem to be connected to the Peter Pan remake currently in the works. 7. Prince Charming. Disney has hired wonder director and writer Steven Chbosky to pen the Prince Charming movie, and it's possible he may sit in the director's chair for this one. The remake aims to take a new view of the title character by looking at the idealized royal through the eyes of his less successful brother. Since Prince Charming himself has always been a pretty vague character, Disney could explore many different angles. Not much is known about the film at the moment, and a release date is yet to be announced. But its unique premise makes it a promising addition to Disney's live-action slate. Given the success of Maleficent, this could be a smart move. The Sword and the Stone, number 6. The Sword and the Stone was due to start filming in Ireland in September 2018 with Juan Carlos Fresnadillo directing, but there's been no official word since. The remake is set to debut on the Disney streaming service Disney+. It may not be getting a theatrical release, but that doesn't mean it will not be popular. Descendants didn't get a theatrical release, yet it's been one of Disney's most successful releases. Game of Thrones scribe Brian Cogman is penning the screenplay, although we imagine his iteration of Sword and the Stone will feature far less graphic nudity than the HBO series. Number 5, Jungle Book 2. After Maleficent, Mistress of Evil 2019 and Alice Through the Looking Glass 2016, this is the third sequel of a live-action adaptation of a Disney animated canon film. Given the massive amount of work involved with the CGI process, this one could take a while to reach screens. The 19th century versions were a mixture of childish fables and political allegories that provided a cutting social commentary on the rule of the British Empire in India. The remake is said to delve further into Rudyard Kipling's original work and also to use some discarded ideas from the 1967 animated version of Jungle Book. If Neil Sethi hasn't grown too much, he'll probably be back as Mowgli. The voice cast should largely remain the same as long as their characters are back, so that will include Bill Murray as Baloo, Ben Kingsley as Bagheera, Lupita Nyong'o as Raksha, and Scarlett Johansson as Kaa. Number 4, Oliver Twist. Okay, this is a weird one. Disney is developing a new spin on Oliver Twist with Ice Cube producing and Hamilton director Tommy Kail at the helm. Oliver follows a young orphan who escapes sordid workhouse conditions only to be adopted by a group of hooligans led by the swarthy Fagin and his band of pickpockets. The idea is to put a hip-hop spin on the Charles Dickens story, which was previously turned into the animated feature Oliver and Company. British singer-songwriter Rita Ora is playing Fagin's right-hand girl, the Artful Dodger, in a gender-swapped part, so that should give you another indication of the hybrid bops we can expect from the soundtrack. 86-year-old film legend Michael Caine will be playing Fagin. The role of Oliver will be played by newcomer Rafferty Law. If that name sounds vaguely familiar to you, it's because the 26-year-old is Jude Law's son. Number 3, James and the Giant Peach. Disney is also developing a new adaptation of the Roald Dahl classic James and the Giant Peach, which was previously turned into a stop-motion animated film. Skyfall and American Beauty director Sam Mendes was in talks to take the helm with novelist-screenwriter Nick Hornby penning the script, but Mendes has subsequently left the project. The classic Roald Dahl story tells the story of an orphan boy who abandons his wicked aunts to go to New York City. His travel companions are a bunch of charismatic, anthropomorphic bugs, and his mode of transport is, of course, a giant peach. Genies, number 2. Disney's beloved 1992 animated film Aladdin and the 2019 remake didn't really dive into Genie's backstory. There have been talks of a genie-centered movie for quite a while. The live-action movie will be a prequel to Aladdin, focusing on how the genie ended up in the lamp. That's something we've all wanted to know. A comic book prequel gives us a snapshot of Genie's life 1,000 years before he met Aladdin, and highlights the person Genie considers his best master, who taught him a valuable life lesson. Disney's prequel is set to explore so much more. The script will be written by Damian Shannon and Mark Swift, the team behind Freddy vs. Jason and the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th. The pair also wrote the upcoming comedy Oh Lucky Day, which will star Peter Dinklage. Trip Vincent will produce the film through his production company, Vincent Films. And number 1, Night on Bald Mountain. In a slightly unexpected live-action remake, Disney has decided to tell the story of Chernoborg, the demon gargoyle from its 1940 film Fantasia. The Night on Bald Mountain section of Fantasia is centered on a dark-winged creature who raised spirits from the dead. They dance, fly through the air, and enjoy a night of mayhem until they fade away as the night ends and the sun begins to rise. Sources say the live-action take will be similar to what Disney did with Maleficent, which starred Angelina Jolie as the iconic witch. Are you looking forward to these remakes? Let us know in the comments section below. This has been Riveted, and we publish amazing videos daily.